What is up guys, Stark here. I am back for another Fate video, and in today's video we are going to be doing the calendar for March 2023. So first off, I do apologize for the way I sound. I have a bit of a cold, I guess you could say. I'm not really sick, I'm stuffy, very stuffy, as you guys can hear, but it is the first of the month, so that means we have to do a calendar. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get myself through this. I could have waited, but I don't know exactly when this is gonna go away, and I don't want to miss the month. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. We do have a lot of stuff already confirmed to be coming out for the month of March, so it was a pretty simple one this time around. There are a couple additions that we had to make, but they seem to be pretty concrete and clear that they're going to be coming, so it shouldn't be too different from what we got going on here. Now, of course, anything can happen as usual, and usually something does happen that mixes everything up. But I think we got a pretty good idea of what's coming around for this one. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. For the 1st of March, we do have two servants that have been out for quite a bit of time now. We do have Arthur Pendragon as the raid up servant, so you can go ahead and get him. We also do have last year's Valentine's Day banner, which is going to be the 5-star Archer Say. Both of those characters have been out for quite some time now, like I said, and they will be out for a few days left in March. Arthur more so than Say, but if you did want to pull for them, they are both available at this point in time. Moving on over to the 2nd, we don't have any changes whatsoever. We'll have Say and Arthur rated up, and that's pretty much it. However, once we get to the 3rd, we do start to see some changes here. So for the 1st and the 2nd, pretty simple, pretty easy. So like I said, on the 3rd, we do have the new content to come out in the game. So it's going to be the Chaldea Boys collection 2023. This actually does come out with its own event, which is going to be for the Phantom Thief Shiro character. And yeah, it's pretty standard for the banner wise anyway, as going to just be for the Chaldea Boy collections. So last month we had the female characters rated up. This month we're going to have the male characters rated up. So it works pretty much in the same fashion as the Valentine's Day banners. You're going to have Shiro rated up alongside a couple other male characters throughout the month. They're going to rotate throughout different days, and it gives you a pretty good list of characters to pick from as far as characters to summon for. However, the characters that are summonable are all regular servants, so you're not going to get any limited time servants there. However, you will be able to pull for a couple of story locked characters, so that is always a pretty good thing to be able to try and pull for those characters. But for the most part, they're really not anything to go out of your way to get. But this is the calendar video, so we're going to go ahead and break it down. So on the 3rd, you do have Shiro rated up by himself. You do also have the 4-star Suna rated up. He will be rated up throughout the entirety of the event. So if you did need Suna, then you could go ahead and try and roll for him there. I myself actually do need him, but I probably won't be trying to pull for him. There is one day where there's a servant that I need, so maybe I'll do like one multi just to see if I get lucky. But really, I'm not really trying to pull for this banner too much at all. So moving on to the 4th, this is where we're going to start seeing some new servants come out into the raid up banner for the Chaldea Boys collection. You do have Shiro rated up. Shiro is rated up for the entirety of the event, so we're not going to talk about him too much, but we are going to go ahead and talk about the servants that come with him. So for the 4th, you're going to have Dioscuri and Q-Alter rated up. Now, each batch of characters will be rated up for 2 days, but the way that it is structured, it alternates pretty annoyingly, honestly. But for the 4th is just one set of characters, so you have Dioscuri and Q-Alter. So then moving on to the 5th, we still have Dioscuri and Q-Alter. This is be their 2nd day, and then we do have the 1st day for Napoleon and Odysseus. Now this is what I was talking about. I don't know why they couldn't have just had Napoleon and Odysseus rated up on the 4th, and then every 2 days you just rotate. But now every day it's going to rotate one of the character banners out and replace it with something else, which is just really strange. I don't know why they did that, but I guess I'm only complaining because I'm the one that had to do extra work in making the graphics for this video. Outside of that, I probably wouldn't have cared too much at all. But yes, we do have Napoleon, Odysseus, Dioscuri, and Q-Alter rated up on the 5th. This is also the last day to pull for Say, so if you did want Say, this would be your final opportunity to do that. Moving on to the 6th, we do have Vlad and Waver rated up as the 2 new characters for this batch for the 6th. Nothing else really changes here, so moving on. On the 7th, we do have Nemo and Arjuna rated up. They are going to be the new batch of characters here. Now, this is what I was talking about before. I don't have Nemo, so there's a chance that I could try and roll for Nemo. Just do like one multi, maybe get lucky, get Nemo and Suna or Suna. Either way, I'd be pretty happy with that. But I feel like it's just a waste of quartz at this point in time to go ahead and try and pull for Nemo. So I'm not sure. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet. But if I was going to pull, it would be on either the 7th or the 8th. And speaking of the 8th, let's just jump right into it. So on the 8th, we do have Karna and Ozzy as the new batch of characters for the Chaldea Boy collections. Nothing else changes here, so moving on to the 9th. The 9th will see Tesla and Enkidu come as the new characters. This will also be the final day for Arthur. If you did want to pull for Arthur, this will be the last day for that. Alright, so for the 10th, this is kind of where we're going to get into a little bit of uncharted territory, but I think there's a pretty safe bet that this is going to happen on the 10th, or at least somewhere around the 10th, but for this, we're going to go with the 10th. So on the 10th, we do have Voyager rated up. Voyager is coming out in a separate banner for like campaign number 3 for the Chaldea Boys collection. So it's still part of the event, so we should get it at some point, maybe the 9th, maybe the 10th, maybe the 11th. I'm assuming it's going to be the 10th, or it could be the 9th, like right after Arthur ends, he could start. But I typically don't include like that very first day where the characters are only rated up for like an hour or so, because it's just kind of pointless to do that, because for 90% of the day you're not going to be able to pull for that character. So the 10th is what we're going to start with here for Voyager. Voyager will be rated up. He'll also have Suna on his banner as well, so Suna will get a little bit of an extra boost there for the summoning campaign. And then for the main Chaldea banners, we do have a couple new servants here. So we're going to have Shang Yu and Achilles as the featured characters. Alright, so moving on to the 11th, we do have Old Man Lee as the featured up character. Poor Old Man Lee, though. He doesn't get any other character rated up alongside him. It's just him by himself on his own banner. I feel like they could have found someone to put on there as a second character for him. But nope, he's there by himself, and that's kind of unfortunate. So on the 12th, it's just going to be Shiro and Lee rated up. And then on the 13th, it'll just be Shiro. And this will be the same for the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th, which will be the final day for the Chaldea Boy pickup part 1 and part 2. Part 3 will continue to go, but for Shiro and all the other male servants, this would be the final day for that. So moving on to the 17th, again, this is just something that I'm guessing for, but it's a nice little filler gap in between. They did get it on JP right around this time, so it makes sense that we would get it right around this time too. And that is going to be a class rate up banner. These banners are really just bait banners or like time killers and stuff like that. Most people don't pull for these. I know I've done it a couple times because I really wanted a certain character, but it's strongly advised you do not pull for these, especially if you're like free to play, because these characters you can just get whenever. And most of these characters have either been rated up last month or this month for the Chaldea Boy collection and the Valentine's Days banner. So really, actually, I think probably every character was on one of those two banners. So I don't think you're really missing out on anything that you couldn't have already gotten at some point in the past month or this month coming up. But we're going to go ahead and cover it anyway, because we probably will get it. So it is going to be split up into different days. So each section of the banner will be split up into 2 different categories of rated up servants. So the first one is going to be Sabers and Riders. Now I do only have one of each of those classes on the screen. If I put all of them on there, I wouldn't have enough room. But just note that Sabers and Riders will be rated up on the 17th. And then every 2 days it will swap out. So for the 17th and 18th, it's Sabers and Riders. For the 19th and 20th, it's going to be Archers and Casters. For the 21st and 22nd, it's going to be Lancers and Assassins. For the 23rd and the 24th, it's going to be the Extra Class and the Berserker Servants. This will also be the final day to pull for Voyager on the 23rd. So if you did want Voyager, you do have a lot of time to pull for him, but the 23rd presumably would be the final day for him. And that will lead us into the 24th, which will be a new banner for us. It's going to be a new event. It's going to feature the 5-star Berserker Galatea, and they will come out with a couple of other 5-star characters that will be rated up throughout the event, but on the 24th it'll just be Galatea by themselves. You do also, like I said, have the Extra Class and the Berserker classes for the class rate up banner as well. Not a whole lot going on here. On the 25th, Galatea still remains the lone rate up, and then you're going to restart the class banner rate up, so we're going to go back to Sabers and Riders, and this will all stay the same for the 26th. On the 27th, we have Archers and Casters rated up. We do also have the 5-star Saber Bride Nero as an additional servant rated up on Galatea's banner. On the 28th, we have Bride Nero as the sole rate up on that banner, and then we still have the Archers and Casters. The 29th, Galatea is back alongside the Lancers and Assassins. The 30th, Osaka Behime will join Galatea rated up, and you also have the Lancers and Assassins. And then on the 31st, you have Osaka Behime by herself with the Berserkers and Extra Class Servants rated up to round out the month of March. So all in all, I do think there are a lot of servants that are rated up. However, I do not think most of them you should not be pulling for. There are a couple characters that I could see it being, worth pulling for. The story locked characters are definitely going to be a good opportunity to pull for those characters if you really do want them. Kualter is always a really good character. Waver's still a really good character. If you don't have Waver by now, I guess you could try and pull for him. But for the most part, it's a pretty skippable month. Galatea is skippable as well, really. Unless you want to just collect the new shiny toys, or you're collecting servants like I do. You could honestly get away with not pulling for any characters this month, and it wouldn't really be a big deal whatsoever. Me personally, the only character I am going to pull for is Galatea, because like I said, I do collect the servants. I do want to have them all, and that would be the only character coming out that I really would need. I guess technically I need Nemo as well, but there are other opportunities to get Nemo that I'm not going to worry about too much. I want to focus on getting Galatea and kind of skating by this month pretty much unscathed, hopefully, so I can save up for future months in the future. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I do apologize once again for the way that I sound. I don't actually know how it's going to sound, but the way I'm talking, it feels pretty stuffy in my head here, so I guess I'll hear it back when I edit this video. But regardless, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.